In the competitive arena of bodybuilding, there are always new stars on the climb, and that's probably one of the reasons why the sport is so exciting. Just when you think you've seen it all, someone new hits the scene and redefines what a champion should look like. Take Long Island, New York's Frank Sepe, a Goliath 6'2", 275-pounder. Frank has been training since he was just 14 years old under the guidance of his dad and older brother, a New York City police officer. Today, Frank trains under the supervision of former Mr. Universe Tony Pandolfo. Although Frank has never competed, he plans to make 1994 the year that amateur bodybuilding discovers a new generation of bodybuilder. Another impressive newcomer is someone that just competed for the first time. Garrett Downing from Escondido, California, was in the Marine Corps for 7 years and trained every day right in cadence with his military regiment. This amazing 5'7", 215-pounder is one of the most shocking bodybuilders to hit the contest scene in years, easily winning the Ironman championships.
Still pretty much in shock right now. I haven't quite absorbed the win yet, but my first attempt at dieting, it was a hit and miss effort, and I guess I hit with everything I did, and it was pretty good. Being in a big class and being #1. I mean, I was more content with just placing and leaving, but having win my class and win the overall, it's really a good feeling. I've got something to relish in for a few days.
But impressive competitive bodybuilders don't have to be heavyweights. Take a look at lightweight newcomer Julio Guardado from Montebello, California. He's only competed in a novice event, but swept all first-place votes from the judges and expects to compete a full 20 pounds heavier next year. At 5'5", Julio will be a match on the middleweight national scene. Okay, back to the heavyweights. When Tom Prince walks into a room, he gets more than just casual looks. Tom is from Minneapolis, Minnesota, and started training just 2 years ago. But with his competitive background as an All-American collegiate swimmer, Tom has grown from a lean 180 pounds to over 275 pounds in the off-season. He recently competed for the first time, narrowly placing second. Tom also is earning his master's degree in English and is an instructor at the University of Minnesota.
If I could balance being a professional bodybuilder with teaching in college, I would do it. If I couldn't and I had to pick one way or the other, I guess I'd have to sit down and talk to my wife about it and make it a family decision, because my bodybuilding, my career, obviously is part of her life, and as her career decisions are part of my life, and we'll make it a family decision.
As a teenager, Matt McLaughlin was a first-time winner at the 1992 Teenage Nationals, weighing 175 pounds at just 5'6". Well, check out this completely overhauled muscle man from Boston. He recently won the light heavyweight class at the North America Championships in Tijuana, weighing a full 15 pounds heavier. Keep in mind that it was his first open-level contest and a professional qualifier as well. Matt has one of the biggest hearts in the sport and trains harder than many pros. When you look at this bodybuilder, remember that he's only 20 years old. Next is a guy who hit the contest stage over 2 years ago and hasn't been seen since. Javier Datiz from Lancaster, California, is a completely developed light heavyweight that has an unusually easy time gaining muscle and keeping it symmetrical. He trains isolated from the Southern California contest scene and prefers the option of heading down the hill from the high desert where he lives to Muscle Beach when he needs motivation. The 5'7" bodybuilder started training while in the Army, stationed in Hawaii, and is expected to gain bodybuilding recognition next season. But bodybuilders don't just come from California. In fact, Marietta, Georgia is home to a Cuban immigrant that has made the USA his launching ground for a successful career in bodybuilding. Pepe Feliu is a light heavyweight that looks like the biggest of heavyweights. Training since his early teens, Pepe has advanced very quickly, easily winning his first contest and placing 4th at the Junior Nationals in his first attempt. His training style is fast and furious, and it is definitely paying off big. From the southeast to the northwest, Romeo Villarino of Seattle is a dashing middleweight that carries immense amounts of muscle on a well-balanced frame. Romeo works as a personal trainer, so he has enough time to train for competition. And next season, he plans on moving up to the light heavyweight division, a full 20 pounds heavier, and, believe it or not, a whole lot leaner. Romeo's off-season diet really is not much different than that for his contest preparation: fish, chicken, rice, and green vegetables. So that's some of our choices of who to watch for on the amateur scene next season. And there are a lot more bodybuilders worthy of recognition too, some of who you will also see during the year on ESPN. If you know someone who should be highlighted on Muscle